Welcome to the Postpartum Fitness Challenge. 15 days of workouts ranging from strength to cardio, yoga, and core, all 10 minutes in length to challenge your fitness. All you'll need for equipment is a mat and a set of dumbbells. Let's get started. Hey mamas, welcome to day one of our fall 2024 Postpartum Fitness Challenge. So we've got our full body strength workout to kick things off. We're gonna need a step or a bench and then a set of dumbbells. You can go light, moderate, heavy if you want more of a hypertrophy workout, go heavier, or I'm going a little bit lighter today, but whatever suits you. So grab those dumbbells now. We're going feet under hips, and then we're gonna start with a deadlift to a dead row. So we're gonna hinge from the hips, drag those weights down the legs, stand up, hinge back, row, stand up. Now you can hinge from your hips. You can stop a little higher if you want to, or you can go until your back is flat. And then when that dead row, we want to pull the elbows straight back, lock in that core, pull elbows back, and squeeze shoulder blades. So you can stop here. You can go a little bit lower if you'd like, whatever range works for you today. So I want you to keep that back nice and flat regardless of the range. Keep the core engaged, belly button to spine, and keep the chin tucked. Make sure you're not looking up and craning your neck here. Now, if you want to, you can take out that little lift. You can just go right into the dead row if you want to, getting a few more reps in that way. Squeeze those glutes at the top and engage the core. All right, we're gonna use that bench or your step, textbook, whatever you got. We've got step ups coming next. We're gonna alternate the legs. So weights in hand. Let's start with the front leg and then we'll switch to the back. So make sure your foot goes all the way on. We really wanna push out of the heel because that's gonna send that connection to the glute. So if your heel is not on the stairs or the book or whatever, that's not really gonna work. So make sure you've got something that's deep enough where you can get that foot on. But textbooks work great if you don't have a step or stairs. Just stack a few on top of them. Now I'm moving pretty fast here because I have lighter weights, but if you've got heavier weights, you could really push out of those legs and make it more of a strength workout for the lower body here. It's really whatever you want to do. So this kind of fitness challenge, it can help you build muscle. It can help you improve lean body mass. It can help you improve your cardiovascular endurance. We're going to have lots of options throughout the next few weeks to really tailor it to what you want to do, what your goals are. So next, we're gonna isolate the legs. 3/4 step up. So this is gonna be more glutes. We're gonna lean into that front leg, come up 3/4 of the way, squeeze that quad, lower down slowly. Let's repeat. 3/4 of the way up, lower down slow. So we're pushing out of that heel, squeezing the glute and quad, holding it at the top, that peak range where we're gonna really feel those muscles engaged. So this is very muscular control here. And we want to move slowly and intentionally. So there's not as many reps to be had, but that's okay because the slower and the more control we can move, the more stimulus to the muscles we're working. If it starts to get too intense, of course, you could always drop the weights on several of these. You can do them with just body weight. This one's going to be more challenging based on the weight you use, of course, but then also the height of that step is going to make it more or less challenging. And if your legs are wobbly, shaky, I'm shaking already, and I'm only using 5 pounds today, it is a good one for that. Okay, we're gonna repeat that on the other side. So opposite foot goes on the bench. People always ask me what a good alternative to squats are or lunges if they bother your knees. I always recommend a step up, especially if you do need some help with stability. You can always grab one hand, hold the wall, and use the wall for some support. Or you can hold a chair in front of you. Just anything where you're doing this sort of motion is so good to load the glutes, quads, and hamstrings. But then also it's super functional because if you think about how often you're doing this motion in everyday life, it's a lot. So I'm all about just functional strength. So this exercise, squats are great. I love squats, but I would say this is even better if you're trying to improve strength, functional strength, and then stimulus to the glute and quad hamstring. It's a really good exercise, optimal exercise for that. All right, we're gonna move to a curtsy lunge. So just get a little bit more space so you can step laterally. So feet under hips, you can keep the weights or not. We're gonna step that left foot to the back corner, curtsy lunge. We're gonna alternate legs. So right foot back corner now. So that front foot, knee pushes out in front of the mid toes, and then back knee goes toward the corner. We're going toward the floor, so close to that floor, about a couple inches. Maybe you can even touch the floor. Your chest is lifted, but you're going to hinge from your hips. You don't have to stay straight up and down. That's very awkward and hard to really stimulate the legs to the fullest potential. So you're gonna lean forward a bit. That's gonna load those quads and glutes in that front leg, and that's good. But as you lean forward, you wanna make sure you have a nice tall chest so you're not rounding your back and dropping your chest and losing that posture, losing that core engagement. Good. All right, we're gonna move to the arms. So upper body now, wide bicep curls is what we're gonna start with. So rotate those dumbbells. We're gonna keep the elbows close, take those dumbbells up and out, and then back down to the legs. So we're taking those dumbbells wide. Knees are soft, abs are tight here. Squeeze at the top. Now, you're not gonna get those weights as close because you're coming wide with them, so they're not gonna quite come up to your shoulders. And that's okay. We go wide for a reason. It really stimulates the biceps and it creates a longer lever. So having to push and then pull a little bit further away from the body is more challenging than if you're just here, right? And getting into the head of that bicep muscle. And keep your elbows on your body or really close. You don't want them coming up here. That's gonna make it a lot easier. If you keep them touching your sides, close to your ribs, you're gonna feel it a lot more here. All right, we're gonna keep working the biceps, but add some shoulders. So Arnold press. We're gonna keep those weights facing you, palms facing you, elbows up to 90 degrees. We rotate, push up overhead, and then bring it back to 90 degrees. Exhale, brace that core at the top. Now, you can see I'm returning my elbows to 90-degree position. If that's too challenging, you drop here and then come back through like a bicep curl. As you rotate, it's really important to not flare your ribs and arch your back. So keeping the core engaged, glutes relaxed, ribs tucked under, because we don't want to do any damage to the core and pelvic floor by flaring the ribs. And proper breath work really helps with that. So you can see I'm exhaling as I push, as I complete that eccentric part of the movement, the challenging part of the movement, and then I'm inhaling as I bring the weights back down. All right, we're gonna do a wide chest press. So when we come down to the floor, just mindfully come to your back. We're gonna take the dumbbells wide here. So you're going to go wide, kind of like a chest fly, but your elbows are bent and the dumbbells are over the elbows. Rise to the top. So you go wide and rise. So elbows come to the floor and then palms face inward. And then I'm coming together about shoulder width apart at the top here. Squeezing through the pectoral muscles. So you want to feel that squeeze, armpits right toward the midline. This one is great for working the full upper body, those pushing muscles, chest, shoulders, a little bit of biceps and triceps too. And chest, you might be surprised. I always tell people, go heavier than you think because you can really do a lot with that upper body. Okay, now we're going to do a diamond press. So we're gonna stay on our back and take the weights, push them together, right up over the mid chest. We're gonna take those weights down, elbows toward the floor, not quite touching, and then press upward. So down toward the belly button or to the lower ribs, and then press upward. So here, you're keeping the elbows in nice and tight, keeping the dumbbells pressing in toward each other as well. That's really key here, because as you're keeping those weights pressing in toward each other, you're creating tension, especially through the back of the arms. And that's really what we want here. We're working triceps. We're working some of those same muscles we just worked for the chest press. So it's a lot of upper body push and pull strength here. And that's really functional as well. During a postpartum period, really during all of life, but especially postpartum, I think it's so important to focus on functional strength and improving your strength for everyday life activities and the demand that's on your body. Okay, now we're gonna finish with a push-up back extension. So we're gonna start on the knees, walking the knees back, hands wide. Brace that core and then lower slowly to the floor. Extend the arms, Pull the elbows back, lift into that back extension, place the arms back down. Exhale, push to the top. So we slowly lower down all the way, chest touches the floor, toes untucked, back extension, pull elbows back, lift just the upper body, hands down, back through that push-up. Now, I'm going on my knees here. You can definitely do it on your toes if you're ready for it. You can also bring the knees a little bit closer if you need to for the push-up, but you're going to have to walk them back to get all the way down onto the floor. But if you need that extra little help, you can use your hips and push back into your hips a bit, but just know that's going to take a little bit of that load out of the upper body. There we have it. That was our 10-minute day one of our full body strength workout for the Postpartum Fitness Challenge. Let me know what you guys think if you're in for the challenge, where you're starting from, what your goals are, and what you thought of today. And this is a great one. These are all going to be 10 minutes short, simple, effective workouts so you can get them done, but they're also great workouts to repeat the sets if you want to make it a full day workout where you've got 20 minutes, 30 minutes of work. You could absolutely repeat those sets and do the same thing again. So let me know what you think. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you back here for day 2.